Mighty Wolf says, how can you support Nick's child neglect? There is no evidence to suggest that. This is kind of like those things. See, I don't really care what the situation is, left, right, center. I don't really care. But it's still a, innocent until proven guilty thing. What's up, Cecil? And what's very important about this whole situation,
burn him,
kill him, is if there was an issue, CPS would have went in that day, not 6 days later. And a neglect charge is automatically added when there's drugs involved. Now, it's very possible some shit went down, and I think the cam footage will kind of explain all that for everybody. And I hope not to see anything, but if I do, I mean, that sucks. And drugs do that to people. But yeah, that's just how it is sometimes. So
if anybody wants to know my take, I've said it 1,000 times. I don't know anything about it until I see everything. I heard his side, their side. My only condemnation of the whole situation is I don't give a shit what adults do. They could be fucking having orgies, doing drugs. Leave it at your front door. Don't bring it at home. That's the crime for me.
Yep.
But not unforgivable. It's fucking, if you're having substance abuse problems or whatever, fine. But as far as me believing a cop report, I would believe a crackhead over the cops at this point. So I have zero trust in the police. So I'm not going to take their word and be like, oh, well, the police said it. So, but I'm also not going to defend what, might be bad. Cause like I said, I think anybody who's got kids at home owes it to them to leave that behavior at the door. Once you stop ringing it in, you are opening yourself up to big fucking trouble.
Yep.
And that's it. So that was, what his sin, as far as I'm concerned, is not leaving it at your doorstep. You want to go on vacation, you want to go to motels, you want to go to other people's houses, go fucking nuts. Leave that shit at the doorstep. That's my whole thing. But as far as me just believing a fucking cop's report, that's not likely. Doesn't mean, and if it turns out he was fucked up, then, I'll reassess. But
yeah, no, I agree.
Yeah.
And the issue is it becomes like almost like a political thing. And I'm not saying this issue it's in itself is political, but the way people treat it is very political. So let's take statistics, for example, just one example of something that people make political. If you happen to belong on a certain side of whatever aisle you think you're on, if people bring statistics that support the people that you're against, you automatically say the government made those statistics up and they're not true. If they do support what you're saying, then they are the best statistics on earth and we should always be quoting them forever. And when it comes to that kind of thing, people that see any allegation that Nick maybe did something that could put his children in danger, which very much could be true, they automatically will believe it 100% because they hate Nick. And if they like Nick, they would 100% disagree with him.
Yeah, you're going to be biased whether you like him or not. So, I mean, I like him, so I want to give him the benefit of doubt. But on anytime I've seen enough police lying and just bullshitting and CPS destroy people and fucking false allegations during divorces and custody like shit like that. I've seen, I've watched, and it's like, you got to sit back and wait. I'll believe Nick in the meantime. He's my friend, but but my only criticism that I would give him, and I don't think it's harsh. I think it's pretty fucking level-headed. I think that's just common sense. Leave that shit at the door. You got kids. If you got kids, it's not about you. Have your fun, but it's about it. You can't be that selfish to bring that shit in the front door. That's it. And that's
it's kind of like a thing. It's like when me and Nick, hanging out somewhere, we're traveling, whatever, and it's just Nick and a few fucking people.
I've drank till the sun came up with Nick, so it's not like I'm like, oh my god, what bad behavior. That's fine. He can do whatever he wants, but I would say, just as a good rule of thumb, if you have children, leave that shit at your doorstep. And that's pretty much my entire opinion on this situation right now until I got more information.
Let's see what Gundam's opinion is on it. What do you think?
I think I don't give a shit. How about that? How about that?